Hey guys. Alright, guess what? I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I bought it when it came out because I was desperate at the time and I didn't like it. I played it quite a bit. I think I put 60 hours in the first game. And so I came back this summer. Thanks Rona. And I'm now up to right around 100 hours in this second playthrough. And I get it. I didn't get it the first time through when it first came out. Um, and so I've been able to, for lack of a better word, grok the game more this time through. And I've been able to appreciate this game for what it is. And since I can do that, I I like it more this time than I did last time. Um, so if you've watched my videos, you probably know I'm an RPG snob. I am. I'm a PC gaming RPG snob. Okay? I hate consoles. I hate console gaming. I think consoles have and are ruining video games. Um, PC gaming is infinitely superior to console gaming in every way, and so that's going to color my opinion of this game because this is a console game. Period. End of discussion. This is a console port. This game was built from the ground up to be played on consoles, and playing it on PC is forcing the proverbial square peg through the round hole. That being said, there is some entertainment to be had here. There's some fun to be had. Uh, so let's start where I've 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 been starting lately. I don't like that phraseology there. Been starting. So the graphics. The game's gorgeous. It's just damn pretty. Um, it's not the best of optimizations, but it's not the worst. It didn't take as much fighting and fiddling to get this game to run. I'm getting 53, 55, 60, 67 frames per second. I'm running at 1440p. I've got a lot of the settings on high and ultra, but I got some of the settings turned down. Had to turn the clouds down. The clouds really hurt my frames per second. But the game is damn pretty. It's just, you know, I can honestly say there are times when I just stop and just marvel. Look at those God rays coming through that tree. I know I'm sampling this at 1080. Sorry. I don't have the bandwidth to be uploading 4K videos to YouTube. Um, and I don't think my machine's powerful enough to be playing and recording at 1440p. But it's just the moon coming through that bush, through that tree there, and these Greek temples. They're just so darn pretty. Um, you know, that's I love the attention to detail. This really reminds me of Kingdom Come Deliverance, and it's very immersive. I really have to give this game props. The sound and the graphics, the attention to detail in these Greek cities and these Greek statues. Look at those Corinthian columns. It really draws you in. Um, you know, Hat tip for the design of these cities. This is ancient Sparta, the tomb of Leonidas. Fuck yeah, hell yeah. This is just great. Um, I know I say graphics are not my my primary concern, and I stand by that. But what they've done here with the lighting effects and the fire, with the sound effects, the music, I love the music in this game. Um, the music is a lot of fun. It's very immersive, and I'm really big on immersion. I love to be pulled into a gaming world, to be pulled into a game, to be transported to a different place, and I really feel like I'm in ancient Sparta, at least what I think. It's that old verisimilitude argument. This is what I think it would feel like to be in 420, 440 Sparta. And so yeah, fucking A on the immersion. They've done a really good job there. Um, so graphics and sound, excellent, very well done, a lot of fun. Like I said, you've got to do some fiddling, and you can see the armor. I think the armor's nicely done. The character models are nicely done. Um, the vegetation, the plant life, the animals, really good. Okay, so that being said, um, let's talk about the skill system. Um, the skill system. Okay, so it's equal parts great and shit. Okay. And I say that because there are some really good skills in here, and there's some skills that you really want, and there are some skills that are garbage or not so good. Um, but the thing that really pissed me off about the skill system was the fact that they gated it behind this damn spear level. Okay? And you see where it says maximum ability rank 3? Well, at lower spear levels, your maximum ability rank is 2. And so you start putting points into, because I wanted to play an assassin warrior build. And I didn't want all this other shit. I didn't want any hunter abilities. I didn't want them. But I wound up having to take them. Because the stupid ass skill system had me locked at 2 points. And so it was like, push the story further and upgrade your spear. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I just level up my damn tune and do my build the way I want it? Well, 'cause reasons. Fuck you, you can't. So that pissed me off. And so I'm going to knock them on it. I think it's a shit decision. It's a shit design system. Or it's a shit design choice that they made. And I don't like it. And I'm not going to pretend like I liked it. And maybe it doesn't bother you. Alright, fine. Well, it bothers me. And I think it's crap. And I think they shouldn't have done it. And I hate them for it. So I'm going to take off points for that. The other thing that I think is pretty dickish, for an assassin build, this skill right here, Death Veil, is absolutely fantastic. They ripped this off from Dishonored. Well, at Dishonored, you can get this with the base game. You can get this through normal leveling up, and you can put this in your build. This ability is hidden in a damn DLC. That's a dick move. Okay? It wouldn't surprise me if they pulled this out of the base game and slapped it in the first DLC. This is an absolutely fantastic ability for assassins because you don't have to hide the damn bodies. Having to stop and pick up the bodies and carrying them out of the area you're working in is very cumbersome and very inconvenient, and this fixes that. And what they do, they hid it in a DLC. Dick move. Otherwise, the skill system is excellent. There's lots of good skills in here. There's lots of good choices to make. Unless you play this game for, a gazillion hours, you're not going to be able to have everything you want. You're going to have to make some tough decisions. There are some must-haves, and any skill system is going to have that. But a lot of these must-haves are going to be based off of playstyle. If you're going heavy into the hunter tree and you want to be an archer, you're not going to find a lot of these over in the assassin tree to be that interesting. You don't need them. If you're building a glass cannon, you don't need Gearmaster. I think it's nice because I don't like taking big hits. I hate being squishy. So this is really important to me. Now I will say, and Deus Ex, one of my favorite games, is guilty of this as well. this game frequently pulls you out of your preferred style of play. And so if I'm trying to be an assassin and I'm trying to sneak around and use my, because you only get your assassin damage when attacking from stealth, okay? And so I can sneak up on these. What's going on here? Okay. So I can sneak up on these guys and get behind them, and now I can do an assassinate, okay? Now, once I assassinate him, what's going to happen is we're going to go live. And when we go live, it's going to be warrior damage. And that happens a lot, okay? So it becomes quite difficult for an assassin player to use their assassin damage, you know. And if you put a lot of points over in the assassin tree, and then a lot of points in the hunter tree, and you didn't put points in warrior, you're going to struggle. You're just going to struggle. And the game does it a lot. A lot of times, and a lot of games do this, and so Assassin's Creed is not the only game guilty of this. And I don't know if you can completely work around this, but they'll, you know, you're working on a quest, and you get to a certain point in the quest, and they pull you in, and you're now talking to the bad guy who we all know you're gonna fight. And you got this back and forth, you know. Oh yeah, well I'm tougher than you, and you're a jerk. No, you're a jerk, and oh, let's fight. And then you know it's the hockey game. The gloves hit the ice, and you start swinging at each other. Well, if you're an assassin build, you just got screwed, because now you don't get to pull off your backstab, and that's probably 50% of your firepower, and they just screwed you. And so that's something I wish they wouldn't have done, and they do it frequently, and it's frustrating. But then again, other games do that. So, you know, I'm not gonna knock them that hard, because there's many games that screw that up. And if you're a hunter, you know, you don't want to be 5 feet from the bad guy, you know, and so they screw you frequently, and it's frustrating when they pull shit like that. So the skill system is a mixed bag. Let's talk about the gear system. I think the gear system's excellent. I think they've done a wonderful job of mixing in finding things and building things, because this is a balance that many RPGs struggle to find. Skyrim, I'm looking at you. I love Skyrim. It's one of my top 5 games. But Skyrim found gear is less important than crafted gear. Crafted gear that's how you win the game. Okay? The quickest way to gimp yourself in Skyrim is to depend on drops. You need to craft your gear. Well, in this game, you find gear, and then the crafting system, you upgrade it. And then you'll notice, see, look here, this one only has 3, but it says go to blacksmith to engrave. So with crafting, I can add a 4th effect, okay? And I can upgrade the weapon to my level. So I can find the sword or dagger or spear or bow or whatever I like that fits my build, and then I can keep it with me for the rest of the game. That's cool. It's a cool system, and you have to collect these different resources, and I like collecting resources. I like crafting, so I like this system. It's fun. It's a really good and inventive way of mixing drops with crafting, so so that you don't get a system like Skyrim, where crafting dominates, or a system like Borderlands where drops dominate. They've balanced it, and so you make the crafting people happy, and you make the loot people happy. You can go out and get your drops and look for things. You can go and you can farm legendary gear, and then you can craft it. You know, and that's a good system. I think they've done a wonderful job with their loot system, with their gear system, and you know, kudos to them. Nicely done, very nicely done, Ubisoft. Because you know, see there, I stopped moving at the plant, and look how far I ran past it. That's one of the things that pisses me off. Okay? It seems like a little thing, but let me tell you something. When you're... Okay, so, bushes. Okay, I'm hidden. I'm not hidden. Hidden. Not hidden. The problem is if I'm in an enemy fort and I'm trying to get into a hidden state so the guard won't see me, and I keep moving and move out here, and then he spots me. It's happened over and over, and it pisses me off. And so, yeah, that is a very bad thing. So this is the crafting and collection points and stuff. So the loot system is excellent. I really like the loot system. The skill system is a mixed bag, good and bad. The graphics, the immersion, the world itself, excellent. Nicely done. Okay, let's deal with the bad. The content. The content in this game, I don't know if it's fair to say it sucks, but it's not that good. It's okay, I guess. If, you know, I'm trying to be fair. You know, I'm trying not to use hyperbole. The content in this game is it's some of it's pretty good. Some of it I've actually enjoyed. There's a quest where you're dealing with Alcibiades. He is this nefarious, infamous character from ancient Greece. Alcibiades was just he's such a dick, but he's so interesting, and Alcibiades is in the game, and they, you know, Ubisoft has decided that they're going to throw every single major character from ancient Greece into this game, and so you kind of roll your eyes. I'm like, oh look, I met Plato. Oh look, I met Socrates, and I met Pericles, and I met Alcibiades. But Alcibiades is fucking hilarious in this game. There's a point where you go up and you knock on a door, and he's behind the door, and he's in an orgy. He's having sex, and you hear goat, and then somebody has an orgasm, and it's probably Alcibiades. That was funny. That was really funny. I really enjoyed that. But the main story in this game is just, it's bad. It's so bad. The voice acting is good. I'm definitely not going to knock the voice acting, but the writing is bad because you will hit story points, you'll hit plot points, and like you know, it happens over and over again where like this one character wants you to kill the target, and the other character wants you to use diplomacy, and you wind up not being able to use diplomacy. You just have to kill them. And then the dialogue won't reflect that. The dialogue will just be like, oh, okay, well, let's go to the store. Well, wait a minute, I killed that guy and you didn't want me to. Shouldn't you be upset? And then they're not upset. There over and over again, there will be dialogue, and you'll make a choice, and their response to that choice is, let's just say, inconsistent. Now there are times when the response to your actions and the response to your dialogue choices is correct, but there's a lot of times where I just found myself squinting and scratching my head. I'm like, what? Why did she say that? Why did he say that? Why isn't she mad? Why isn't she happy? You know, the writing just isn't that good. And so, and the main story is really, God, I don't know how to describe it. Boring. Not just simplistic, because, you know, Star Wars is simplistic. Star Wars is just a basic hero's journey. But Star Wars is a cultural phenomenon. because it's done so well, and the characters are so interesting. Um, that's not the case here. You can have a simplistic story. Blade Runner. Blade Runner is an incredibly simplistic story, but it's so well told, and it's such an immersive world, and the characters are interesting. It doesn't bother you when you're watching Blade Runner. You know, you don't stop and go, oh, this story is really simplistic. You know, it's not Game of Thrones. Yeah, it doesn't have to be if it's well told and it has good characters. Um, the story in this game is simplistic, and the delivery is simplistic, and the characters are simplistic. Um, this is definitely an action RPG. It doesn't have a lot of story to it. It doesn't have strong story elements. Um, there are some good side quests, but the majority of the side quests are just they're just they're just FedEx quests. They're just kill tasks. There's no narrative structure built around it, and that's okay. Not everything has to be Shakespeare. I get that, but there are message boards in this game, and you go to the message boards and you pick up these little side quests, and there's a kill the politician side quest, and it's just that. You just get a point on your map, and there's some poor son of a bitch standing on that point, and you shove a spear up his ass, and you just move on with your life. And there's no context. Um, Now, there can be consequences, and that will get me to the justice system in this game. Um, but it just, you're being sent to murder someone, and there's no reason why. There's, are they a bad person? Are they a good person? Are you bad? Are you good? You know, um, I think about Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, and how you could do an evil play and how you could do a good boy play, and how they had the karma system, and that's not here. You just kill. So it's lackluster. Um, so don't come to Assassin's Creed Odyssey for the story and for the content, because you're going to be disappointed. Now, the good thing about this game when it comes to content, oh my God, is there something to do? This game is full of things to do. It has system on top of system on top of system. Let's start with the mercenaries. Okay, so you've got this mercenary system, and you can go fight these guys in the arena. You can fight these guys out in the regular world. And these guys are also bounty hunters, and they will come after you if you get a bounty. You can get bounties through stealing and through murder. So if you kill someone who's not aggro to you in town and somebody else sees it, you will get a bounty, and the mercenaries will come after you. The mercenaries have good gear, so you want a bounty, at least early. And in the early game, the mercenaries can be kind of they can be a bit of a handful to defeat when you're low level and you don't have good gear. So you've got the mercenary system and the bounty system. So that's fun. It's a fun system. It's a fun system to play around with. And then you've got the conquest system. So each area on the map has so you can see here, it says Spartan leadership, fortified. Okay, so what I can do is there are forts around here, and I can go to these forts. Let me see if I can. Well, where are all the forts? All right. Well, normally there's a fort. There's several forts, and you can go to them, and you can clear them out. And so you go and you attack the Spartans. You kill all their men, you burn their war supplies, you kill their leaders, and eventually this leader here becomes vulnerable. Okay? He's well protected right now. And you can go in and you can assassinate him. And then that will move this bar all the way from fortified down to exposed or weakened or whatever it is. And then that will launch a conquest battle. And then you can pick a side. You can either attack or defend, Sparta or Athens. And you can go into this big battle, and you can fight the conquest battle. And some people really like those, and some people don't. So, yeah, this is another system that's on top of the questing system. So there's that to do. Okay, and you got the message boards. The message boards will give you quests, and here's a quest. Um, and it's fun. It's just a lot of fun. Um, and then there's exploration. Boy, does this game have exploration. Man, there is plenty to explore. And there are rewards for exploration. There are skill points hidden in tombs. There's gear. There's quests. There's crafting materials. XP. Fast travel points. And unlocking some of these things. I hope you can hear the music in the background. It's just beautiful music. It's really thematic. So the exploration in this game is really good. The forts remind me of Far Cry, especially Far Cry 3. So if you liked Far Cry 3, you will love the fort system in this game. You can really have a lot of fun figuring out how to get into a fort and how to take that fort over, how to go in and disable the guards, or kill the guards. Let me see here. Oh, you got a bird, so this is like Far Cry. And so this is a little camp. Okay, and so you can light them all up, right? The forts are much larger than this. Oh, and he has an angio or angostomata or whatever the fuck it's called. And so you can pull down your bird. Now what's neat is you can hold the M key, and now it'll be nighttime, and there's no downside to doing this, as I do extra damage at night. And now, if you want, you can rush in there and just
best stay out of sight.
Start killing folks. If you don't like stealth, just go in and start busting skulls, if that's your preferred playstyle. I like stealth, and so I like to sneak in here and see. This is unfortunate. I don't know that I can drop him. Let me see. Yeah, okay. So there we go. Oh. Oh, and now I gotta go loud. So I'll jump up, put on my poison. Okay, so here's the combat. It's very similar to Witcher 3 and Batman. And so if you like that style of combat, you're going to be happy in this game. If you hate that style of combat, and you see I got a bounty. The reason I got the bounty was because the other soldiers saw me killing their leader, and so now I've got a mercenary after me, and I just used my best buff. That's unfortunate. I probably shouldn't have done that. So here's the bounty hunter. He spawns on top of you, which is kind of frustrating. This fight's not going to go that well. But I'm going to get my... Oh, one shot him. Okay, there we go. Okay, this fight's going to go fine. Never mind. So if you've never played Batman or Witcher 3, Batman I can excuse, but skipping Witcher 3, shame on you. What a game. And I'll get to that in another review. But so that's the combat, and that's the stealth, and that's how you attack these camps. And of course, forts are much larger than that. See if I can find a fort. There's just so much to do in this game. There is an amazing amount of stuff to do. If you get bored in this game, it's your fault. There's so much to do. The game is pretty. I guess I haven't uncovered the forts around here. I suppose. I think that looks like a fort. Let me fast travel back. And the game has fast travel, which I appreciate. I know a lot of purists will poo-poo fast travel. They think, some people think you shouldn't some guy Like this one guy, yeah, he got 100 hours out of one playthrough in the Outer Worlds, and I'm like, how the fuck did you pull that off? Well, he didn't fast travel, and he didn't run. He walked everywhere. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You turned off run? Uh-uh. No. Uh-uh. Daddy ain't doing that shit. Uh-uh. Fuck that noise. But, you know, I can understand the argument for turning off fast travel. I don't agree with it, but I can certainly see why people would make that choice. And you'll notice I don't use my horse in town because it's so difficult to maneuver. But I do have a fantastic horse, which I have to show you. I love my horse. I gotta show you my horse. Oh, I love my horse. Let's talk about the parkour. So you can and there's no falling damage, which is all right. Whatever. It's a major eye roll. You hold the shift key, and you can climb on stuff. And okay, it works. But let me tell you something. This parkour stuff, it can be so frustrating when it breaks down. Like, you know, you're trying to climb up something, and then you get stuck like this, and I can't get down. I can move sideways, okay, but I can't. It takes that long to get off of it, and it can really screw up a stealth approach if you accidentally parkour up on something. Let me show you my horse. Oh god, this is hilarious. I love this. Look at this. It's rainbow bright. It's a unicorn with rainbow hooves. I love that. It's just, I'm sorry, but that's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. Oh, I really don't want to deal with a bear right now. Bears and lynxes are just annoying. They're not dangerous. They're not deadly. They're annoying. Okay? I hate them. I don't want any contact with them. All they do is piss me off. Is this a fort? This is not a fort. Okay, so that didn't work. Okay, let me find a fort. I want to show you a big fort. I want to show you my big fort. Let me get my bird out of the way here. Isn't that great? That horse. Okay, here we go. And this one has a battle here. Okay, so here's a fort. Let me see here. Let me show you this fort. Oh, and naval. The game has naval combat. It has a ship, and your ship's important, and you need to upgrade it. So that's a whole other system. I hated the ship combat at first. The ship combat is very frustrating until you level up your ship, and then things improve. But let me show you a fort. And here's the no falling damage stuff, which I just roll my eyes at, but whatever. Oh, and there's another bounty hunter. Keep an eye on him. Now see, he's interesting. How's my bounty? Did my bounty drop off enough? I think it did. So ship combat. So your ship. This is a whole other system to manage and to play around with and to level up. And so you level up your, this is how fast and how quickly they reload versus arrows and spears and putting fire damage on it. And then this is how much damage they do and how much damage your shields do, and ramming, and then leveling up your ship. And oh my god, there's so much to do here. And then you need to upgrade your crew. Now they don't explain this worth a damn in the game, but you need to capture mercenaries and pole marks at forts and add them to your crew. And they have these amazing, because this stuff is, like gray, blue, purple, and then yellow for top tier for legendary. So you want these yellow crewmen. So like here's Tecton, and he's bugged and you can't get rid of him, and it's frustrating. but whatever. And so you're trying to mix together these different ship lieutenants that will match your style of gameplay. You know, I like arrows and I like ramming, so I'm trying to uh, focus on that type of buffs for my ships. But I want to show you, yeah, and back something about the main story I just thought about. There are there are plot points in the main story, and you'll just go, huh? What? Why am I doing this? I mean, there's a, you're, again, I don't want to do spoilers, but you'll you'll hit certain story. Oh, that's not a fort. That's a ruin. Why is it showing up as a fort? Damn. Sorry about that. I think I... Is it just because I didn't find the Angiostromata or whatever? That's really frustrating. Why did they do that? Shit. Really, game? So anyway, this is a conquest battle, and so I can run down because I've knocked the leader to vulnerable, and so the battle shows up, and you can go fight in that battle, and it's fun if you like the combat. If you don't like the combat, you won't like the battles. Damn. Okay, you know what? I know where there's a... I know for sure where there's a fort. Is that... Where's Megaries? There's Megaries. Okay. That is a fort. Let me show you. Because I can be there in 5 seconds. I have a nice M.2 SSD, so the load time shouldn't be too bad. The other thing that's cool is this is a big open world game. If you like open worlds, man, holy crap, you'll like this game. This gaming world. Take a look at this. People have done an analysis on the square footage of this gaming world, and it's just... I mean, I haven't even been to Macedonia yet. And I'm at 100 hours. And I haven't been to Samos. It's just huge. There's so much to do. Now, whether you find that stuff to do interesting, that's a different discussion to be had. Oh, and fire damage. Man, the fire damage and the fire system in this game... I understand where the developers are coming from. They wanted to put a fire damage system in the game that's organic, and that, like, if... See, there's a campfire there. And so if I do this and shoot him through that fire, it'll light him on fire. Okay, that's neat. That's cool. But the problem is the way it spreads, and the problem is the way, with the parkour, sometimes you'll accidentally stand too close to a brazier or too close to a torch, and you'll catch on fire. So this is a fort. And so let me just show you real quick. You can... so this is what's so much like Far Cry. You get in here with your bird, and you scout out all these guards, and you scout out all these objectives. And it's just a lot of fun to get in there and crawl around using stealth. And I've already cleared this fort, so you're not getting the nation. There's chests that you can loot called nation chests, and there it is. There we go. So there is a these are war supplies or nation supplies or whatever, and so you can get in there and you can loot those and you can burn them. And that will weaken the nation's power in this zone. This is the emergency request beacon. You can get in there and trap that so it kills whoever runs up and sets it off. These things are fun. These big forts are a lot of fun. And you see this lieutenant here? You want to try to capture him. And there's different ways to capture him. You can use Sparta kick, and you can use stun arrows, and you can use non-lethal takedowns and stuff. And so these forts are a lot of fun. If you like Far Cry, you'll love the fort system in this game. So, Assassin's Creed Odyssey is an excellent action RPG. It has system layered on top of system on top of system to constantly give you fun things to go do. If you think those things are fun. If you don't, you're not going to like this game. But if you like Far Cry, you're going to love the fort system. If you like Diablo, you're going to love this game. If you like The Witcher 3's combat, if you like Batman Arkham Asylum and Arkham Knight and Arkham City, if you like that type of combat, you're going to love this game. Shadows of Mordor, you're going to like this game. I don't like the combat in this game as much as the combat in Witcher 3 because of the roll, the dodge. You can see how I'm kind of hunching, moving forward. I don't like that. It makes it really hard to avoid long weapons with reach, long spears, halberds, axes, the heavy hammers and stuff. What's going on here? What in the? Oh, he's fighting a wolf. Okay, I gotcha. It's kind of cool that, you know, stuff will just break out like that. That's kind of cool. Look at this guy. Oh, okay. So yeah, those are the mercenaries. If you want strong story elements, no, sorry. Don't come to this game for a great story. It's not here. It's just it's serviceable. It's fine, you know. At times it's good, and at times it's just garbage. I've seen people. I personally have not spec'd really heavy into hunter, into the bow combat. I've seen videos. Boy, hunter bills look just broke as shit if you can aim, you know. And I think a lot of these console gamers turn on auto aim, and I think that helps them a lot because, you know, it's consoles and that's what consoles are brought to the table. Auto aiming and the idea that 20 hours of gameplay is a long game. Fuck you. 20 hours of gameplay is pathetic. Okay? No. 20 hours on my 7th playthrough? Sure. Okay. But 20 hours on my first playthrough? No. That's shit. That's garbage. Shame on you. You know, I've seen videos people can burn through the main story in this game in like 6 hours or less. Because the main story just isn't that deep. But what I think where the game shines is as you move from area to area and as you find side quests and cultists and mercenaries and take forts and, you know, mess with your crafting and upgrade your ship, you're easily going to get 100 hours out of this game in one playthrough. It's just, there's a lot to do here. It's a great action RPG. I would give this game a 7 because I'm an RPG snob, so I like great story, and this does not have a great story. It doesn't even have a good story. It has an average story at best, and it's told in an average way. And like I said, there are many points, many plot points, many dialogue options that'll just you'll just crinkle your nose and go, huh? What? Why? Why did he respond like that? Why did she say that? I mean, there's points in the main story when you're like, okay, you have to go to the Olympic Games. Huh? What? Why? And they don't even try to explain it. They just, you have to go to the Olympic Games because the game says so, and that's the next story point. And you can't move the main story forward without going to the Olympics and winning. And you're like, why? Exactly, and the game goes, "'Cause I said so," and it's just the story is not good. It's it's average, I guess. You know, it's probably good for an action RPG. You know, you look at something like Borderlands, where they don't even try to have a story. Not really. You know, you're there to loot the big vault. That's the story of Borderlands. Okay. You're trying to find the big vault, and you eventually loot the big vault, and you win the game. So, but Borderlands doesn't pretend to be an RPG, because it's not. You know, Borderlands is about finding new guns and shooting new guns, and that's what Borderlands is, and it doesn't really pretend to be anything else, and that's fine. And if you enjoy that, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, I personally don't find that to be that compelling. You know, I played the first Borderlands game, and I didn't play any of the others because I don't get off to gun porn. You know, I'm not an homosexual, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. This game has more depth and complexity than Borderlands, but that's not saying much, because Borderlands doesn't have much depth and complexity when it comes to story. But then again, anybody who goes to Borderlands for a deep, complex story is a fool. You know, you haven't done your homework. But what this game does provide is a minimum of 100 hours of entertainment. And, you know, if you enjoy the world and enjoy the system, you know, and then go in and do a New Game Plus, 160 hours after a New Game Plus. So it's, you know, if you can pick this up for $30, man, what a steal. You know, if you like the combat, and if you're okay with an action RPG with a very average story, but with a wonderful world. It's very immersive. The attention to detail, you know, I wonder if I can zip over to Athens real quick, to the Parthenon. Is that the Parthenon? Yes. Okay. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. You know, this is the Parthenon on the Acropolis in Athens. By the way, so the Parthenon is the temple. The Acropolis is the hill it's built on. And so the Acropolis is usually the central temple structure of any ancient Greek. And look at this. This is just beautiful. You know, the people that made this game, they care. They actually gave a shit, and they recreated the Acropolis in, let's just call it 450, 420 BCE Athens, and it's just gorgeous. I mean, the attention to detail here, the time and the love and the that's so pretty. That is just so amazing, with the Acropolis painted. You know, and look here. Here's the Pythia from the temple. You can see these, and you can see they're painted because they were painted in ancient times. I love that. And look at the lighting effect, and the sky. That's just wonderfully immersive. It makes you feel like you're in ancient Greece. It makes you feel like you're an ancient Spartan warrior. Yeah, these guys, these men and women who created this game, they actually really cared to, you know, here's the greats. Oh, I'm on the wrong side. I'm going the other side, because you have to see the temple of the statue of Athena, because the Parthenon was built to house this grand statue of Athena, because Athens is named after Athena. It's Athena is their patron goddess. And I mean, look at that. You can't see that now because the statue got torn down. But look at that. That's just well, hey, look, I forgot to loot that guy. My bad. Ooh, I got a purple. Pericles' armor. Oh, that's kind of neat. So Pericles is the Athenian ruler who built all this. He looted the coffers of the Delian League and built all this, which pissed off the members of the Delian League, and is one of the reasons why they lost. Spoiler alert: Athens loses the Peloponnesian War, but they win the war in the end because, you know, Athens is still here and Sparta is a ruin. So, but look at that! Look at that! This is just beautiful. You know, nicely done, Ubisoft. Very nicely done. So yeah, I give this game a 7. You know, it's a good, maybe very good action RPG with a very immersive world, with a, I'm gonna say a good combat system, but it depends on whether or not you like this style of combat. Um, you know, it you can't take a hit. You can't take very many hits unless you get some tankier gear. That may not appeal to some people. The gear system is really good. The crafting system is really good. The skill system is okay. It like I said, it's great and it's shit. It's a combination of success and failure. Um,
Watch the claws.
the voice acting is really good, excellent. Uh, I don't know what else to say. Um, it has, there's tons and tons and tons of stuff to do in this game. In fact, I actually, some idiot actually coined the term game bloat, and they're criticizing this game for putting too much in a game. Game bloat, really? They gave me too many things to do, and I was confused, and I couldn't pick one to go do. Wow. Oh, there's one thing I will criticize this game for, and I think it's a fair criticism. And I think it detracts from the immersion. The consequences of your actions are not what they should be. You can go to one area and fight for Sparta, and then you go to the next area and you fight for Athens. And I know I'm a Mystios. I'm a mercenary. I get that. But look, I can walk up behind this guy and just kill him. As long as nobody sees, there's absolutely no consequence to it. It's not good. And so people have actually put this is called an Athens wall run. And so people will run along the wall here and farm these poor bastards. I gotta do a critical to kill him. And as long as no one sees you, there's no downside to this. And I think that sucks. I think this is, doing this is immersion breaking. Doing this makes the game feel very power gamey-ish. And you could say, well, Dio, you don't have to do that. And you're right. I don't have to behave like this, but the fact that I can, and there's no consequence to it, as long as I'm careful, you see what I'm saying? It's so, it's just not right. I'm murdering the entire defensive force of Athens, and nobody gives a shit. It's just not. It's not a good thing. It's a bad thing. And again, you don't have to do this. It's definitely. I mean, if I tried to kill him, and if somebody saw me, but you see that guy's asleep, right? But see that guy's right there. So if I killed him and he saw it, then I'd get in trouble. But even that wouldn't be the end of the world. Okay, even if he saw me and I had to kill all four of these guys, I'd get a bounty. But that bounty's going to time out, and then I can come back to Athens and no one's going to care. No one's going to pay any attention. So that's not a good thing. I don't think that's a good system. But the game's a 7. It is a very good action RPG, and as long as you understand that, and it's a very good action RPG with a combat system that is not as good as The Witcher 3, but similar to Witcher 3, and very similar to Witcher 3, and very similar to Batman. If you understand that, and if you like that, you could really get some enjoyment out of this game. So anyway, this review has gone super long. I tend to talk too much, and I don't. Maybe I should work on short reviews. But anyway, that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey in a nutshell. That's what I think of it. I'm glad that I finally got some enjoyment out of it. I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. You know, let's be fair. I got a lot of enjoyment out of this game. Really got to have some fun. And see, he didn't see me, so he doesn't care. Like I said, as long as you're careful, there's no repercussion to this. You can and these guys will respawn, and you can come back and you can farm these guys over and over and over and over again. And I don't. Now, say I gotta be careful here.
I'd move along if I was you.
I'm waiting for your buddies to turn their back so I can kill you and take your shit. Like, is he gonna turn? Which way is he gonna turn?
This is your last warning.
Oh, really? Is he gonna get pissy with me? Well, he's turned around. So yeah, a really good action RPG. Really lacking in story. Excellent world. Excellent graphics. Excellent sound and music. Let's just say an average skill system, because I don't like being gated like that. I think that was a really poor design choice on their part. Really good loot system. I really enjoy how they've melded getting drops with crafting. I think that's a really good novel. So I think it's novel. Maybe they stole it from another game that I'm ignorant of. I haven't played every game ever made, so you know I'm gonna plead ignorance on that one. But yeah, it's a 7. You know, if you can get this thing for $30, must buy at $30. I mean that would be a steal at $30. But anyway, so that's Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like and share and subscribe and do all those things if you can. Alright guys, I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.